Sorry, I'm so late. I'm trying to do these at 10 a.m. Pacific time, but Mars is retrograde. And just explaining how this impacts me personally and everyone, this Mars retrograde is impacting differently. But Mars is the planet of action, drive, and assertion. And I'm a Cancer rising. And my first house lasts till around 8 degrees of Leo. And so this Mars retrograde has really impacted me because it's been from 6th Leo and it's going back. Now it's back into Cancer in terms of energy levels. I just have not had, my energy is so down. It's like, yeah, it's just, getting going. It's like, I'm like the little engine that could not, and I'm a Cancer rising, so the moon rules my chart. I have an Aries moon. My moon reports into Mars. So this whole, I've never felt a Mars retrograde as intensely, personally, internally as this one. So forgive me for my tardiness. Was that whole big story. Okay, hey Jess, so good to see you. Hi, amazing day, astrology, make for you ridiculous to everyone. Welcome. Hey, Angelisa and everyone to the Astro and the Oracle program, where I'm going to talk about the astrology for a little bit. And then I'm going to pull cards for Oracle guidance to help us navigate the energies of the week. And then I'm using the Wandering Soul Oracle. I love this deck. It's by Rachel Jean. Yes. And you get it through her Etsy store. So I'll put a link in the show notes. But, it's one of my favorite decks. And sending a prayer to everyone in the world who's going through suffering, no matter what the cause is. On these large scales, but to the people of LA, oh my God, it's just so horrible what we're seeing. If people aren't aware, last I heard there are 3 horrific fires burning in LA. It's just terrible. Okay, let me do a few announcements. Later today, let me make sure I have the time right. I am so out of sorts that, it's like for people who are longtime watchers, last year was so busy. I was working nonstop. And then once it lightened up with the Mars, and it's symbolic with the Mars retrograde, it's almost like a crash. And like getting back and going is just, I'm like moving so slow. Okay, let me tell you what time this thing is today. I've already bungled it once, so I don't want to bungle it again. It is going to be at 1:30 p.m. on YouTube. I am talking with Tiffany Herlick. This is for people who are interested in astrology softwares. We're going to go through some highlights of astrology softwares. I think you should be able to see it on my Astrology by Celeste YouTube channel, but you may also, or you can go to her Wise Skies Astrology. So 1:30 p.m. We're going to talk about, that's what we're doing. So we're going to talk about multiple astrology softwares. I love Solar Fire, and I'll be giving out a discount code to it. Also, I've got a bunch of events coming up. I'm doing a free workshop for Kepler next month on world points. They're so interesting when they're degrees of significance, where people and events can have a high significance when something's on a world point. It gives extra attention to it. So that's next month in February. That's free for Kepler. I'm also doing a mentorship for OPA that starts next month. This is for aspiring astrologers. It's going to be on Sundays once a month. And you can go to the link you go to my website, astrologybyselects.com, or go to the link in my bio. And I'm doing for NCGR in Sacramento, a lunar planning workshop. So you can come to that if you'd like. Yes. So those are some of the events. So that's the announcements. Of course, always come for a reading. This 2025 has such big shifting energy. The year doesn't really get going until around April because of the retrogrades. I mean, we're going, but it's so it's janky. The energy is janky. So it's okay, especially with Mars retrograde, to move slowly, because Mars right now is retrograde in Cancer, the sign of its fall. It was so funny. Someone posted something, and this is something I came to yesterday in my mind. I had all of these philosophical conversations about things, about my own thought processes, about blah, blah, blah. But anyway, because Mercury, it was the last day, Mercury was in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules philosophies, belief systems. Think about, what were you thinking about yesterday? I had a whole big existential thing, but the funny, I like things that are snappy funny. With Mark Zuckerberg having made it so, he did this video, which, I mean, we are entering potentially like the twilight zone, where he talked about they're firing all the fact checkers for Meta. The South Node is moving into Virgo on Saturday, the sign where Virgo, it's got the facts, it's got the details, they're organized, it's tight, it's the specifics, it's bump, 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 bump. Yeah, so the fact checkers, that's a Virgo archetype, a fact checker, are all being let go. And yeah, they're doing something. They're turning Meta into a cesspool of, whatever, hate, whatever. We'll see. I'm starting to reevaluate what I'm going to do. Am I going to stay here? Am I going to, what? But I'm not going to worry about it today. But I think I'm going to move my cosmic conversations to YouTube. You know what? I may have just made that decision because, yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We'll see what happens. It's not a good time to make final decisions. And we just found this out yesterday. Anyway, so Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius. And so we just found out. And Sagittarius is a storyteller, which is beautiful energy when the stories are told, to have people sitting around a campfire and being entertained. And, you've got, someone holding court in the center, keeping you enraptured about over the mountain and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. That is a message for someone in LA to get your stuff and go east. I had this great conversation with Susan Lynn yesterday, and I told her how, she's so amazing. You can watch it here. She calls herself a spirit navigator, and she talks to her spirit guides. And it was such a great conversation. And it's also cross-posted on my YouTube. But talked about this download I'd gotten about staying away from the beaches. And was supposed to, since the new moon, I've had these full body, never had this before, full body chills coming and going about the energy is so intense. And I'm supposed to go Saturday to a dinner in San Francisco, and I just told my friends, I got this intuitive download that I wrote down to stay away from the beaches, and I wrote down tsunami. Sunday, Mars is trine Neptune, retrograde. I'm hoping it's not. I think it's an energetic thing, not necessarily a real thing, but yeah, so I told them I'm just not going. But I think it might have been because I felt this fire in LA, and for me, going to the city would be going south towards the danger. So I think that's why I had that, and I hope that's all it is. But I saw last night, I was watching people going towards the beaches, evacuating, and it's so horrible, like people getting out of their cars, and I got this pit in my stomach. Don't go towards the beach, go east. So if someone just got a message to go to their grandmother's house, please, 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 and they live inland or even in a different state, please, 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 go the opposite way. Yeah, that's just intuitive. It may be nonsense, but I feel like I had to share that. Anyway, let me get back on track with what I was talking about, which I don't know if Lara's here with my tangent tracker, but I completely, got off on a tangent. I was talking about being philosophical, Mercury, and let me see if there's any comments, and hopefully I'll remember what the heck I was talking about. Yeah, sending love to everyone. Yeah, it's so sad. Yeah, Oh, you're recovering from the flu. Everyone, there's two things that are so important for us to be doing. The North Node's moving into Pisces and the South Node's moving into Virgo. This is the axis of well-being. This is happening on Saturday. We've got to do everything we can to keep our vitality up and minimize illness, because so many things are going around, and Pisces is like a physical weakness. It's the last sign of the zodiac. There's this energy of like breaking down. So many people with strong Pisces energy are more susceptible to colds and things. And bugs. And Virgo, and that's the amplifying of that Pisces energy. And you can think about phlegm as a Pisces thing, and the South Node in Virgo. Like the South Node's a drain on Virgo's an earth sign, that physical health. And it's like, because there's so many things going around right now. And for people in LA with all of that smoke, that's going to make people more susceptible to be getting a cold or something, or a flu or what have you. So I hope you feel better, Savantra. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yes, there is something connected astrological to the fire. So for people who listen to the podcast, I talked about how Monday Mars moved back into the sign of Cancer at that 29th degree of crisis and decay, because it's in the retrograde cycle. It's an optical illusion. It looks like it's moving backward through the zodiac because of its closeness to Earth in its orbit, because when it's opposite the sun, it's like that's when planets are retrograde, and their energy is intensified. And Mars rules fire. Now, Cancer is a water sign, but symbolically, astrology is just a language, and symbolically, water spreads with ease, and Cancer rules the home. So literally, homes on fire is Mars in Cancer, is one of the symbologies, because Mars is a malefic. Mars and Saturn are the malefic. They take away from life. Jupiter and Venus are the benefics. They add to life. Now, Mercury is it can go either way. Mercury, depending on what it's talking to, it takes on the nature of what it's talking to. So that's something you can think about with the astrology. So the fires in LA. So Mars went back into Cancer on Sunday. We had a first quarter moon, on Monday, Monday, 2 days ago. We had a first quarter moon. First quarter moons are activating. They're intense, where the sun and the moon are in square. And this first quarter moon, I post every week about the moon phase families. The new moon of this cycle, when things are seated, the new moon of this cycle was the solar eclipse in Aries conjunct Chiron. They were all at 19 degrees of Aries. And for the United States chart, Chiron is in our fourth house of land, rebels, and the opposition party. And so Aries is a fire sign. Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's wounds. The United States is in a Chiron return. And last year, the fires were in Texas. This year, at the first quarter moon, this activating where we had a first quarter moon at 16 Aries. Now the sun is in Capricorn. Capricorn rules structures. It's an earth sign. So we're seeing literal fires in the land of the United States. And Mercury in Sagittarius, that's like that candle energy, Sagittarius, a fire sign, square Neptune in Pisces. Mercury in its detriment, planets in their detriment can act in extreme and ineffective ways. And Neptune, like this fire spreading like energy, is how you could talk about that. And Mercury and Mercury, and now it's separating Mercury square Neptune, but we're talking about people getting out of their cars. Mercury rules cars. And just running. That's an image of Sagittarius. And their cars are like abandoned, left behind. Neptune is like lost, like left, like that's like kind of the image of Neptune. So when people are talking about this story, yeah. And today, the sun, which spotlights things, is squaring Chiron in Aries. So we're all looking. The fire started yesterday. We're all looking yesterday on the day Mercury is at the 29th degree of Sagittarius. We're all looking with our eyes at a fire. I mean, astrology is literal, and it's just literal. And the thing that concerns me is today the moon, which rules the people, is in Taurus. And it's going to meet Uranus later today or tomorrow. It's going to meet Uranus, the planet of earthquakes. Yeah, that rules earthquakes at the 9th. Did it or tomorrow? Tomorrow's the 9th, right? Yeah, tomorrow morning. So to me, like that's a risk of something, some kind of stress, upheaval. I mean, the people are already stressed and having upheaval, but and then when the moon moves into Gemini, that makes me worried about winds picking up again and even more problems. So, like, really notice what you're seeing with as we move through and the astrology, because yeah, I would get out, go east if possible, but some people can't. Some people can't. They're just they're just going to do their best to make the best situation possible. But oh my goodness, it's just devastating. But yeah, because Sunday, Mars retrograde is trying Neptune, and that's kind of like tsunami energy. That's big. They're both water signs, big water energy, but I feel like the water is energetic. And then Monday we have Sun trine Uranus, so we're looking at something that's Uranian, that's protest. Like, I think there are going to be people protesting the J.P. Morgan. There's going to be the healthcare executives are descending on San Francisco. This is another reason I'm not going to San Francisco this weekend for their annual conference. I mean, then this conference is a zoo. I used to work in biotech, and I've been to this conference several times because I was responsible to connect, these companies who are trying to make pharmaceuticals, biotech things for patients. I was specialized in protein-based drugs. Who cares? I don't know why I'm getting. See, this is my South Node of Virgo, getting into details. Nobody cares about that. The point is, I've been to this conference. It's like packed to the gills, where you can barely get in through the doors. It's just a night. It's a zoo. So I'm staying away. Want to be away from that energy in this, because we're having a big full moon on Monday, and it coincides with a lunar standstill. And the moon rules the people. Why are they people standing still? What are we looking at on Monday and leading up to Monday? I mean, the lunar standstill is already in place, but one thing we're looking at is these fires and whatnot. And what else are we looking at? And so yesterday, with Mercury at the 29th degree of Sagittarius, I am holding out hope that Deus Ex Machina, that that something is going to happen where there is the ability to I've talked about it. I think, that Biden's going to do something, or the NATO or something. If there's a crime that's been committed that can be proven, that may stop this, what's going on. But I mean, it's maybe I thought yesterday, is this all just me in my head trying to negotiate with God to do something? I even wrote a blog about it. I mean, and because Mercury at the 29th degree of Sagittarius, and right now the North Node, which is amplifying, and it's in Aries. It's the I am energy. It's like the I can do it. Yes, I can. I can bend the universe to my will. It's conjunct by Juno, the asteroid of partnership, and it's on a world. I have Juno on a world point of 0 Aries. So I'm trying to partner with an important person. I thought I turned that thing off, but at least it's giving me the thumbs up. Jenny told me how to get that thing off, and I think I did it right. Maybe I have to go back, that thumbs up. I hate those things. And I'm trying to partner with God. God is a Jupiter type figure. It's also Sagittarius, and Pisces are ruled by Jupiter. And Biden is a Sagittarius rising. So maybe in my deep psyche, I'm trying to partner with a Sagittarius who has powers akin to God to do something. It's a fail-safe. It's pull the fire alarm. It's like a 5-alarm fire. We cannot get into this situation where we're going to war with Canada. And it's Margaret Atwood, we are supposed to be able to go to Canada to escape this, to escape the Handmaid's Tale. Well, if we conquer Canada, we can't go there. So it's like, these are the things I'm thinking about in my head with this Mercury at that last degree of crisis and decay. Like, am I getting a real psychic hit about what's coming up, that something's going to happen? Or is it just me trying to bend the universe to my will? We shall see. It's most likely me trying to, it's most likely me trying to bend the universe to my will, which is not, keep hope alive. When Pandora's box was opened and all the evils of the world flew out of the box, at the bottom of the box was hope. And it was kind of like sticking to the bottom of the box. And things that are sticky, like sugar water, was holding hope to the bottom of the box. That's Venus in Pisces. So hope is still in the bottom of that box. And at the full moon, Venus squares Jupiter and Gemini. They're both symbologies of hope. Squares are activating. And then Venus moves and Venus for the USA, we have a Libra midheaven. Venus and the South Node is on our midheaven right now. So, we're seeing this drain in our reputation as Mars. Right now, Donald Trump is he's not president yet. So we have a Libra midheaven. So Venus rules our midheaven, and a Mars rules our IC because Aries is down there. And Mars is retrograde in Cancer. And he's talking about military and financial pressure against Denmark, Canada, and the Panama Canal. And so our reputation around the world, there's a drain up there, is being drained. I would rethink going to places, rethink, or think carefully about your travel plans outside the country, because Americans at some point may be a little bit, they're already, you're seeing like in Spain this summer, there were people squirting water at tourists. See, this is Mars retrograde in Cancer. I'm talking about a past event where tourists were attacked with water guns in Spain and maybe even other places because they're so mad about tourists driving up with like Airbnbs and stuff, driving up the costs in cities of rents where the people of a country can't rent in their own cities because it's so expensive and they're shrinking. Yeah. So anyway, just think about that. And people are talking about moving to places. They still know you're an American. And if any of these actions are really stuck to, people the hostility towards us may start to grow. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about that. Why am I talking about that? Mercury has moved into Capricorn on 0 degrees on a world point about Capricorn rules governments and the nodes. Mercury is square the North Node in Aries. There's going to be an amplification of anger about us. And the South Node is in Libra because of the lack of diplomacy. Talking about going to war against people who are Libra. War, Aries, against people who are Libra. They're supposed to be our partners, our one-on-one partners. Denmark, I don't know what you call it properly. Greenland is a Denmark, whatever. I don't know if it's like Puerto Rico, whatever that's called. It's what do you call it? Not a province, but a territory or whatever. So do you see that with the astrology? Mercury, and yesterday Mercury was coming in to square the nodes the day of Jimmy Carter's funeral. Oh, let me take attention away from that. I'm a Leo rising. Let me start talking about the name of the Gulf of Mexico. Let me talk about invading Canada. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. I think it might be somebody wrote something that was really smart on Threads about, pay no attention to the man in front of the curtain, behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz is doing all this stuff and putting on this show so that you're not paying attention to what's going to be happening to your Social Security, to your Medicare, to the protections against companies, like all that work Elizabeth Warren did with the agencies in order to make consumer protection, the Consumer Protection Agency. Like, let's see what's going on with that. They protect us from businesses that would, use tactics like, you know, oh, you're a day late with your payment. You paid $50 extra, kind of stuff. Or, ooh, yeah. And then we change your rate on your debt that's already there to 28% rather than 10% or whatever. All these things they did. She did so much work. And I forget the Republican who she worked with to get that done. To really put in place government protections against businesses hurting us. And watch with the South Node in Virgo how those things start to go away. So don't pay attention to the blah, 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 blah. Pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, and that's North Node in Pisces. Let me put on a show. South Node in Virgo. Let me take away the, I want to say the nuts and bolts. That's probably not the best word, but let me take it, because the Virgo has associations with the common man, common woman, common person. Versus Leo, which has associations with royalty and the special ones and the celebrities and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Hopefully that answered that question. Okay. Yeah, it's so sad. Yeah. Rest is important too. Absolutely. Yeah, it's really interesting. January 20th, the sun is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. The most important thing about January 20th is that it is Martin Luther King's birthday, and we should all celebrate that no matter what else happens. But there's something can be obscured. Pluto can obscure. It can be like tech could go down. Yeah, we're looking at Pluto in Aquarius. That could be people revolting. That could be an authoritarian. Like Pluto could control Aquarius people. That could be an authoritarian leader. These are all the sorts of things that this can represent. But it could be like power outages, a system, something goes down, or it could just be, it could be something of that sort. Yeah. All I know is I'm going to be celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday no matter what happens. Yeah. Okay. It feels so slow. Yes. Hey, Martina from France. So glad you. Oh, yes. Well, apparently it came up yesterday. Like Zuckerberg's trying to stay out of jail. Just as it's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's supposed to help with censorship. I think there is something to be said for they're too quick on the draw to like not let people post certain things or yeah. So there is certain advantages, but there's also like Twitter is such a cesspool. I don't even go on it anymore. Oh, there's Lara to check my stuff, because you can't believe what you're reading when anybody can have a check and not put any proof just by payment and all that stuff. You hit your you are right awake at 3 a.m. Yes, I've been really. Oh, Meg, you had a celebration of life for one of your best friends. And you had a bonfire in her honor. That's so Mars retrograde. And you were nostalgic. Cancer is nostalgic. And you were storytelling. Mercury in Sagittarius square Neptune about your lost, like Neptune. She's gone forever, but she's looking over you. Yeah, she's here with you, but just not on the physical plane. Sharing old stories about her. You just wrote that sentence you just wrote is the astrology. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Ashley. Okay. Hey, has the puppies. Yeah, one tangent so far, I think. Hospitals Oh my God, some hospitals in England are a 50-hour wait because of is that because of all the illnesses, Anna? Yeah. Ah, okay, Lara. You're in the middle of town, so you're safe. But Lara, yeah. Oh, Instagram is slowing down and speeding up my voice. That's so weird. Yes. Yeah, with the forces of nature. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the stars don't lie. No, they don't. Uh-huh. Okay. It's so literal. Wildfires. Chiron and Aries. The moon was conjunct Chiron and Aries. So the moon was at 16 at the first quarter moon, this activation. The moon was at 16 Aries and Chiron at 19 Aries. So the moon was approaching Chiron. Look at that. I hate that stuff. I tried to turn it off. Yeah, the bulldozers. Yeah, the bulldozers, the vehicles. Let me think about bulldozers. Yeah, the bulldozers over the cars. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I've got to think about that. Is that Mars retrograde? I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And then insurance companies. So today, the sun in Capricorn, we're spotlighting on businesses. Sun in Capricorn. And it's squaring Chiron and Aries. Because of the squares are activating, because of the fires, insurance companies where people pay to be protected, you can think about, and you pay a lot to be protected. So Venus rules our resources. It's in the sign of Pisces, and it's moving to square Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter protects. It's the biggest planet in the solar system. It's thought to protect the Earth from space junk. It's in Gemini. Gemini is communicative. So I get like Jupiter and Gemini. I get insurance policies like this Venus square Jupiter. There's this tension, and then Venus meets Saturn. Saturn excludes and rejects. Your insurance policy is blocked. You may get the notice on the 18th or 19th because that's when Venus conjuncts Saturn. Venus merges with Saturn. All this money you paid, it's canceled. So that's what we're seeing. And this is Pluto in Aquarius. The actions of these corporations and potentially our governments are making people so angry that they are going to start more and more and more and more and more revolting and fighting the power. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I worked in biotech. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Zora Neale Hurston's conference is at the end of the month. I hope so. I hope so. I'm not getting anything about. I'm not feeling anything about that. The nodal shift, draconic charts, Renee. Yeah. I don't use draconic charts that much, but I will talk about the nodal shift. Oh, your sister's in there. Yeah, Meta. Yeah, the 29th degree. Mercury in 29 Sagittarius. Anybody can tell whatever story they want. There's no fact checkers. Yeah, that's all crisis. That crisis into gay around the truth. Virgo and Gemini are associated with there being more clarity and about the communications. It's okay. Yes. Okay. Hi, Jacqueline. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, Hilda, puppies. Oh, yes. If you can get out of LA and just go somewhere, consider it. Consider it, because this full moon on Monday, we're between the first quarter moon and the full moon. This full moon on Monday is so intense. It's really concerning, because the moon is moving. The moon will be in Cancer in the sign of its home sign and ruling homes, and moving to conjunct Mars in Cancer retrograde. The people are mutually applying to Mars retrograde at the full moon. The sun is in Capricorn. Yes. At the same time, Mars retrograde is trine Neptune. That's like that's like energy of water or whatever, causing big problems. And then did I say Mars and Neptune? Also, the sun and is trine Uranus, and Venus is square Jupiter. So there's so much energy, and we're having this lunar standstill, and the nodes switch signs on Saturday. There's just so much, like worldwide, you can feel it. And right now, the North Node is at 0 Aries on a world point, a global reset, like at the 0 degree of the Zodiac. And then it moves back into Pisces, the last sign, 29 Pisces. Again, we're talking about crisis and decay, about Pisces topics and Virgo topics. So we're going to be talking about North Node in Pisces. How many people... Pisces has associations with like homelessness and people who are in a difficult situation and need help, and potentially charity. And the South Node in Virgo, like accounting for the loss of Virgo topics, land, people like having so much trouble coughing and stuff. So yeah, this is what we're going to be seeing and talking about, all of that kind of stuff. Yes, Nadia. Hi, foot to face. Hi from Canada. We may be, I think it's all just, the man, the wizard. Yeah. Yeah, war with the EU over Greenland. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you hated the Handmaid's Tale, Raven. That is some scary stuff. Yes. Without hope, yeah. Keep hope alive. My mother used to always say that. So here we go again. My mother used to always say, my mother's passed on, Mars is retrograde in Cancer. And it wasn't like, it would be nice if you keep hope alive. Will you consider keeping hope alive? It wasn't please keep hope alive. It was a demand. It was a statement. It was Mars. It was keep hope alive. That's what she used to say all the time. So I will, until 12/15 on Martin Luther King's birthday, I'm keeping hope alive. Reduce ex machina. Yes, I am. I don't care. I am. Okay, it's all Taurus, not just Americans in Spain. Yeah. 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 He should have never run for a second term. Okay. Anyway. Oh, you're an American who lives in Spain. Yeah. I have 2 friends there, and they say they've had some issues. They moved out of Barcelona because they were having issues with anti-American sentiment like years ago. They moved to another Stitches, which they like. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly, Lara. It's all just a big show. Oh, Plato's cave. We're looking at the shadows on the wall rather than who is behind the shadows. Exactly. It's all just a show. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think so, Jacqueline. That's what I'm trying to use my will. I'm trying. Oh, you love the cosmic conversation. Caldwin says our cosmic conversation yesterday with Susan Lynn blew his mind. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. It was such a great conversation. I loved having it. Ah. Oh, you're going to take a personal day to enjoy how far African Americans have come in this country. This was another thing I was thinking about this morning, actually, while I was on my dog walk. So notice what you're seeing related to this T-square. Mercury in Capricorn, and Capricorn rules traditions, and is squaring the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra. And you can think about, and I was just thinking about how, I have Libra at my IC, and how as a child, I was so rewarded for being a polite, a good girl, a good student, all these things. I have Saturn on my sun. I just followed the rules, and in Taurus, I just followed the rules. You didn't have to tell me to follow the rules. That's just my nature for the most part, to just do what is considered or what I was taught as being the right thing. And part of being the right thing is doing the right thing. This is how I was raised, was to be polite, to be of service. I have a South Node in Virgo. One of my grandmothers used to always pick people up and take them to church and the senior center and volunteering for everything and always, doing all of that stuff. My other grandparents were very involved in the NAACP and the church, and my grandfather was instrumental in desegregating Morristown High School, but part of a lawsuit with the NAACP. And my mother was a teacher and always instilled in me that it's so important to give back. And if you've got more than others, it's so important to be helpful. So this is my whole upbringing. And but Libra can be people pleasing to a fault, conflict avoidant. I'm very conflict avoidant. I'm a Cancer rising, but I've got Uranus at my IC. And what can happen with Uranus when it's the great awakener? And this is what I've been going through the last year, like this mirror cracking, because my Uranus in Libra. Libra is the hand mirror. And it's like, and this has been going on for years since Uranus went into Taurus, 2018, like me being my more and more and more authentic self. And throughout my life, it pops out at times, and sometimes it pops out in inappropriate ways, where I just, like when you don't nourish that, or you stifle that Uranian energy, it can just go pop off. And so that's happened. But as I was walking, I was like, and I've been told this, I'm constantly, perfectionist and criticizing myself. But to other people, it feels like, and actually I'm not as bad as I used to be, but it feels like I'm a self-confident person. And I was thinking this morning about how some people don't like me and will never like me, especially, and I was just having a chuckle about the people who don't like me, because how dare this Black woman have so much self-confidence? And I just would laugh about that. So anyway, that was my story. Yeah, because sometimes I could feel the energy from someone else's. They feel like I'm out of my place. I've risen above my station. Yeah, it ain't 1950 anymore. I don't care who's president, okay? And that's that. Okay, that's enough me babbling. Okay, I hope that was... And I also pulled cards about why I'm so unsettled. And on the top this was from this is from the deck. I used it last week. Oh shoot. The Oracle of want to tell you the name. It's Latea Wong's deck. It's the oracle about the mythic heroes. And on the top, what I was seeing was transition. We are in a transition phase. And this is the Sphinx. And there's something unknowable about what is coming. And then on the bottom is Midas. Everything he touched turned to gold, including his own daughter. And at first I was thinking, oh, am I being too materialistic and greedy or worrying about stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm like relaxing and not doing the work I should be. But then I realized this is about Trump. He's a Leo rising, and he's the King of Pentacles upside down, like just grabbing at everything materialistic. And that, this transition phase is really unsettling for me. But once we get past the, next week, or whatever, the 20th, if that's what happens, then it'll help. I'll be able to settle down maybe, but it's the transition, me trying to negotiate with God, like to bend the fates to my will. No, I don't want to go to war with Canada. I used to live in Canada. I love Canada. Yeah, that was such a wonderful experience. In Mississauga, yeah, I loved it. In Toronto, Vancouver, I love Vancouver. Okay, we can stop that and get to the cards. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Oh no, D-Tuggle. Yeah, so thank you, Nadia. I'm going to celebrate with you about how far African Americans have come. And here, listen to me talking about the work, the effort, my ancestors, Mars is retrograde in Cancer, who have all passed on. And it's so interesting. My father was such a business leader, a businessman. Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. He's still alive, but he's retired. Okay, anyway, that has nothing to do. But I'm talking about the past, my family, Cancer, and what they did. So, yeah. Oh no, I'm so sorry you were on suspension. The moon this full moon is really bonkers. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you have a lot of Virgo planets. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to have to, we'll do more on the nodes, but yeah, what I'm going to do, now we're going to do our Oracle, where I'm going to pull cards for each sign of the Zodiac, and you're going to put together a 3-card reading for yourself. You're going to listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign in order to have a 3-card reading. And we're doing the reading for the nodes. So you're going to get some insights. And these cards are symbols. So I'll say some things, but I want you to use your intuition, because intuition, psychic abilities, and all this stuff is going to be amplified with the North Node in Pisces. Use your intuition about what does this mean for you? What do I need to be aware of as the nodes switch signs? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Gallegos. Yeah, this is going to change the economy. I think this fire is so catastrophic. It's so catastrophic. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's going to have an impact on the economy. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the parallels from 277. Yes, YCP. 2017 to 2025. Yeah. Oh, you have the North Node in Pisces called when? So do I. And we're having a nodal return. Yes. Uh, oh, wonderful, Kathy. You're here from Evolve Plus. I love Evolve Plus. Uh, I love Olivia, talking to Olivia about the transits. I love John Edwards. Yes. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's pull these cards. And the deck is the Wandering Soul Oracle. And see how pretty they are on the back? And Rachel Jean is the creator. She has a great tarot deck too. But these are Oracle. Yeah. So for Aries, interesting. Preserving time. How interesting. I have an Aries moon, and think about how I am reflecting on my family and what they've taught me about being of service as we're getting ready to go into, and I'm a board member for OPA, the Organization of Professional Astrology. Yeah, but I've always felt it was important to do volunteer work or give to charity or that sort of thing through my whole life from how I was raised. And this has associations with, and I'm a Cancer rising, and this, these photographs, these memories, And so for Aries, the North Node moving into Pisces has a nature of, if you're an Aries sun or rising, the North Node is moving from your first house to your 12th house, of the subconscious, of solitude. So maybe maybe you'll find yourself feeling a need to take more time to yourself. And maybe part of what you'll be doing with Mars retrograde in Cancer is maybe you'll feel like doing an ancestry project or writing about your people, or just thinking about them, or organizing photos, or doing something like that. Pisces rules images. It's the planet of illusions, like photography. And the North Node is going into Pisces, and the South Node is in Virgo. You may find yourself thinking, oh my God, these photos are such a mess. I want to organize them or digitize them. And for some people, this thought may come to you as you see, because what happened with the fires was like the moon was in the sign of Aries. And then the moon was squaring Mars as the fires started happening. And then, people start getting these evacuation orders, and the moon rules, and Aries can be, it's a fire sign, but it's also about survival. And it's cardinal initiating. It's like, let's get up and go. And then the moon moved into Taurus, and the moon is exalted in Taurus, where it's a VIP, and Taurus rules resources and money and things like that. And so people are thinking, what is most precious to me? What do I want to put in my go bag? What do I take with me? And you may be seeing this or hearing people talking about this stuff and thinking about, oh my God, I've got photos from, hundreds of years or whatever, whatever, 3 generations. Let me get them all digitized so that, if there is any kind of event, or just for my kids and whatever, myself, I want to have them preserved. Taurus, ignite. This is really interesting. Taurus, ignite, because the North Node going into Pisces and the South Node in Virgo, they're interacting with this. So Pisces and Taurus are sextiles. Sextiles are opportunistic. The South Node in Virgo is a trine to your Taurus placements. What are you, Taurus, what are you wanting to ignite and get started in your life? I mean, yeah, you can think about that with the nodes changing signs. And for Taurus, there's energy. The North Node would be like, if you're a Taurus rising, Pisces would be in your 11th house. So you can think about, do you want to take more action or ignite something in a group or an organization or with, like, I see that as like an action taking energy. Like, what do you want to start? For Gemini, find the light. I think this is so important for Gemini. Okay, so the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. The North Node is moving into Pisces, and it's going to amplify stuff. And the South Node's moving into Virgo, and they are squaring Gemini. And Gemini is mutable air, air's intellect, and this can bring a lot of anxiety, and Jupiter's there, and Jupiter makes everything bigger. So finding the light. I had lunch with a friend yesterday, and she gave me my Christmas gift, and one of the things was a journal with, and on the front of it, it said, "Let your faith be stronger than your fear." North Node in Pisces, faith. Virgo can get real anxious and fearful and worrying. So keep this in mind, Gemini. When you're feeling yourself get all nervous or scared, can you find the light? Can you move towards the faith rather than the fear? That's what I want for Geminis with the North Node in Pisces. I love that. Cancer. Origins. Well, Cancer is a side of family. Your origins. Yeah, there may be. And so if you're a Cancer rising, the North Node is in your 9th house. You may find yourself, and the South Node is in your 3rd house. You might find yourself digging in your 3rd house. And the 3rd house is the South Node. Is the third house is your early childhood education, your siblings, things like that. The North Node is philosophies, the higher mind. You may find yourself thinking about your origin story and how it's impacting you now. Yeah, that's what I was doing when I was thinking about me being an uppity Negro. That's cackling and Kamala. And proud of it. How about that? That's a North Node and Aries statement with this. I don't care who's president. Okay, apologies. Okay, Leo, I am nuts, if you didn't already know. Okay, Leo, locked away. Leo, locked away. This is so interesting because a lot of stuff may be coming out with the Mars retrograde in Leo. It's left Leo now, but you learned a lot of stuff that maybe had been locked away. And so how are you integrating that? The Mars retrograded from Leo back into, and that's the bulldozer. I feel like Mars retrograde has bulldozer energy with, we saw it going over those cars. Mars retrograde. What came up within you? Woo! When that Mars was opposite Pluto, I was feeling like internal Leo energy. It was like, well, it was wild. For like a day. But anyway, what was locked away that came to your conscious attention about how you take action? It's so interesting. Pisces is a quincunx. So this transit doesn't impact you. Well, it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be in your 8th house. It doesn't, you may not realize it, but your shadows stuff, there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming up in your shadow to be dealt with, coming to the light, from stuff that was locked away, maybe coming to the light. Okay. Yeah. So this is like yeah. Anyway. Okay. Virgo. Pandora's box. What did I say? What is at the bottom of Pandora's box? Hope. With the South Node and Virgo, you may find yourself, because it's going to be in your 1st house, like you're digging in your 1st house. And are you a Virgo who's perfectionistic, or is there anxiety or worry? Please remember, keep hope. Listen to my mother. Keep hope alive, no matter what. Look at what people have done throughout the centuries, when you would think there was absolutely no reason for any of them to have any hope. Whether it was Gandhi or Nelson Mandela, or, there's women throughout history, Harriet Tubman, or, Martin Luther King, like Rosa Parks staying seated on that bus. There were systems of oppression that felt like the women who like, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and, all of these people who, despite being told, no, you can't, you have to stay in this place, you can't do this, you can't do that, they had fortitude, and they had that kernel of hope that change could make a difference. Yeah. And with Pluto and Aquarius, we're talking about the power structures, power to the people, power over the people. Yeah, about the power dynamics between, some people romanticize Pluto and Aquarius. It's serious business. It may look cute on the movie screen, but it's not so cute when it's serious business what we're living through. Yeah. But I'm going to vote for the people. And I trust. Yeah. Okay, Libra. Seeing beyond. Libra, you can see beyond the South Node being in your 1st house because it's gone. Yes, it is. It is now in your... for Libra, is it... Wait, Libra... I'm trying to think. I guess for Libra, is it... The South Node is in your 12th house. The North Node is in your 6th house. So the South, like being intuitive, trusting in that, this is so interesting with the Libra, because like air can be so logical, and it's like, are you letting go? This is just a reminder to remember with the North Node in Pisces, can you do some work around being like trusting your intuition, listening to that inner voice. Like when logic is always telling you something, sometimes you just get a deep knowing. So remember this. I have on if you go to the link in my bio, I partner with Tiffany Harlick on she created this beautiful offering called 40 Days of Spirit, which can help you get in touch with your psychic senses. You might want to consider this. And this is a perfect time to do it with the North Node in Pisces. I might post about it if I get my act together. I haven't even written in my newsletter, and I've been saying I'm going to do it for. Hey, Beth. Oh, thank you, KLM. I am too much. Yeah. Thank you, Vernon. Yes, I am going to do me. Oh, you like me because I'm so different. Well, I have my South Node in, not my South Node. I have Uranus at my IC. Uranus makes everyone's unique in different ways. But yeah, at my core, there's something like unique. I'm a rebel. I'm like just different about how I communicate, Libra. Yeah. Okay. Scorpio. Ooh, gateway. What does this mean to you, Scorpio? Gateway. The North Node in Pisces is in a nice trine. And for Scorpios, that would put the North Node, I believe, in your 5th house, right? North Node? Yeah, in your 5th house of creativity, of children, of things we create for joy. What do you have your eye on? What do you want to, like creativity can really unlock things within you. So I want you to think about that. What are you seeing clearly? Because it's so interesting that Libra got seeing beyond and Scorpio got gateway. I feel like this is saying, this is an air sign that can maybe get stuck in some logic. And this is a reminder to open your intuitive eye. And this is for Scorpio, who can really sometimes let the pain of the world or the hardships or depression or paranoia just be overwhelming. And maybe this is a call to remember to like to open your eyes to what are you really seeing rather than what is the subliminal messages or what is being told, or there's something there for Scorpio. So I want you to, what comes to your mind when you see that? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not making myself small. Yeah. Oh, good. Yes, Carnival Bite as a Libra stellium knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, and I'm Jupiter in Libra too. So I value, I like politeness and communication and sociability and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Although I have to admit, I've always loved the anti-hero, like Breaking Bad's one of my favorite shows, Damages with Glenn Close, Scandal with Kerry Washington, Oh, I love The Shield with Vic Mackey. Oh my God, The Shield is a perfect North Node in Aries show for this energy. It's like 5 seasons. Oh, about the LA strike team. It was such a good show. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. Direction is, where are we? Sagittarius. How interesting. Well, Sagittarius, you had Mercury in your sign since like November 1st or 2nd until yesterday. Here we go with that thing. At least it's pointing up rather than down. The thumb. Direction. What direction are you going in? What did you learn? And it's like during that long Mercury and Sagittarius retrograde, because it was opposite Jupiter, and like dialoguing with other people can be so important to come to understanding about things. And then it also squared Saturn. What came to your reality? Conscious reality. What did you reject and exclude? Saturn words. What are you investing in? Who are you partnering with? These are things I'm thinking. What direction are you going? Because these nodes, Pisces, Virgo, are squaring your Sagittarius placements. So at some point, there will be crossroads energy where you're going to go. Are you going to have the faith? Are you going to Pisces? Or are you going to go to the fear? Worry, Virgo, South Node. And I'm talking that way because we're going to, like, there's a really great opportunity with the amplification of the North Node for Pisces to do the high road Pisces energy. Now, you can do the low road Pisces. You can just escapism, victim mentality. There's all sorts of stuff. But we have an opportunity for that North Road. Yeah, we're supposed to release overworking too with the South Node in Virgo. Okay, anyway. Ooh, Capricorn, future predictions. This is so interesting with Mercury at the first zero, Capricorn. And it's like, and I'm talking about, like I just had a big thing about earlier talking about, like, is my download that I wrote down, is that something could be coming that, you know, that we have something come that seems like it's out of nowhere that changes the world, changes the stage, the play, or is it just my wishful, like, it's not even wishful thinking, it's past that. It's like trying to negotiate with God, but the South Node is in Libra, so it's like it just forced my will to change the fates. Yeah. Or what do you think is coming up? What do you want to come up? What do you want to make a reality, Capricorn? The North Node in Pisces is in a sextile. So it's going through your third house. Great time for Capricorns to be journaling. The third house is the house of the mind. Yeah. Has associations with local, what's around you, local community. You can think about networking around you, but also because Gemini is the natural ruler of the third house, journaling. Okay, Aquarius. Let's see, let me do read a couple more comments. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Lara. Yeah. What's my one piece of advice about the South Node going into Virgo? Watch out for being too, like, your worry getting out of control and obsessively thinking about the worst things that could happen. That can be what Virgo does. So keep in mind that can be what happens. You can think about to use it constructively. How can you get organized? How can you think through your routines and rituals? I think the most important things we want to think about this year are our health and well-being, with the nodes going into, and mental health, Pisces, physical health, Virgo, I think. And remember, worry doesn't change anything. It's like, let your faith, and get yourself a mantra. I'm using that mantra, let your faith be stronger than your fear. What's your mantra to deal with this time where we're in a global reset? The weather is insane, climate change. We're seeing, horrible, it's so, seeing people lose their homes, like the animals that are, are trying to escape this fire. I mean, like, all of this stuff. And we see, we're seeing all over the world people through either, whether it's natural disasters or it's war, people being in situations that are just so horrific. It's beyond our comprehension. Understand what you can control and what you can't, and know the difference. So yeah, Virgo energy can want to be like keeping things controlled in order to, have everything be the best. Okay. Aquarius, strength. This is so interesting because this is a Leo card, because the strength card in the tarot is the 8 and it's associated with Leo. But can you be strategic with your actions? Pluto is in your sign. You may be feeling feelings bubbling up within you about how you want to have world domination. Now, Aquarius and Leo and Pisces are next to each other. So the North Node is in your second house. So there's an amplification. You may be if you want to increase your resources or your income. I feel like with the chess piece, it's about being strategic and using your actions to bring forth what you want in that second house of resources. But be mindful as you take action. Pluto can sometimes be so willful that it's barreling through without thinking about anything else but the goal. So it's just a reminder to be strategic and with that. Okay, hopefully that helps. And Pisces, sacred cycles. The nodes are sacred cycles. They're karmic. And they take 18 and a half years approximately to move through the zodiac. They move backwards. So there's this energy with it. They're the nodes of the moon. We know the moon cycles are so important. For Pisces, the North Node is in your first house, amplifying Piscean themes. What Piscean themes do you want to amplify? Do you want to amplify being able to, Neptune rules Pisces, co-rules Pisces with Jupiter, and Neptune is the ultimate manifester. You can manifest miracles with this. It's creative energy. Are you artistic or in some way? What do you want to use this amplified energy to do? Now you can use it to just be scattered, but let's not do that. Let's harness this sacred cycle. Saturn and Neptune are coming together. So Saturn is helping you harness all this Pisces energy, bringing your dreams. Saturn and Neptune, they meet in Aries, but they get real close in Pisces, bringing your dreams, Neptune, into reality. Saturn, Pisces, that's what you can do with this sacred cycle, with the North Node going through your first house for 18 months. It only happens every 18 and a half years. So enjoy that for you, as well as anyone with a North Node in Pisces. For people with a North Node in Virgo, you're in a nodal reversal. Now, this is not as comfortable because you get to see your real self at some points. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me try to just quickly. Oh, I did a little bit at the beginning about the LA fires and the astrology. I also talked about it yesterday with Susan at the end of our talk. So you can go look at that. And I might be doing something on YouTube about that. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Carnival Bright. Yeah, about my ancestor. Yeah, the South Node. So you're having a nodal reversal, Nadi. You're having a nodal reversal. And that's you learn about where you are on your path. Because what this does, so what happens is the South Node, so you have a South Node in Pisces, and the North Node is there. And what that's going to do is and the South Node's a drain, the North Node's an amplifier. So there's this energy amplifying that South Node. Have you learned to balance that Pisces Virgo energy about hoping things will go well, Pisces, but putting in some of the work and the effort to make sure you have the organized and planned and and doing what you need to do in order to make things, to set yourself on the path to go well. That the secret is to make your dreams reality. You got to put some work into it. So where are you on that path? And that's going to like be amplified. Yeah. And if you're done the work, you move away a little bit from that south node, which is so easy to just, and with Pisces, it can be poor me, poor me, poor me. Please help me, help me, help me. This is a shadow of Pisces energy. Yeah. Is there escapist tendencies where you just, rather than get your work done, you start playing video games? Yeah, that could be what you're experiencing. Oh, good. Oh, you're an Aries moon too. Okay, well, you probably initiate things. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Caldwin, you had preserving time. Oh, you do have 100-year-old photo. Okay, Kathy, make sure you have it digitized. Just take a picture of it, just so you have it there. Okay. Yeah, Jacqueline, it ain't done until it's done. Okay? It ain't done until it's done. So, you can keep hope alive, or you can't. Some people, it's too overwhelming to keep to believe in. Do you believe in miracles? Yes, I do. When the U.S. fought Russia in the hockey game, Miracle on Ice. It was the hottest sports event in I think it was 1980, where the Russians this was the height of the Cold War, and the Russians were favored to win. Nikita said something about how they were going to take over us without firing a shot. They were going to destroy us from within. But anyway, their hockey team was fierce. But the American hockey team was scrappy, and we're cowboys. We were we believe in ourselves, even though we're cocksure, even though to a fault at times. But that is such a good movie with Kurt Russell. So whenever you're down and feeling like there's no way something is possible, and there was, I don't remember who the sportscaster said, is so famous, as he's doing his thing and he's talking through the game, and and then he says, he says, do you believe in miracles? As the U.S. won, it was just so wonderful. Yes. Okay. And I feel like where we're at now, is Russia going to win? We'll see. Yeah. Hey, Wendy Gal, thank you. I love you too. Yes. Okay, Colin, maybe next time I'll have, I'm more partial to black satin gloves. Yes, I'm bougie. Yes, I am. And I have no shame about it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you feel locked away. Okay, I better go. I've been talking, and I have to. Yes, yeah, I am going with my magic Mayfoy. Hi, Angelisa. You have 5 planets in Libra. You are so happy that the South Node is leaving Libra. You have definitely done the work. Yes, you have. Well, come for a reading, Jacqueline, and we'll talk all about your MC. Yes. Oh, Sagittarius was... Oh, what house for Sagittarius with the North Node? It's a square. Pisces. So Sagittarius, it's your 4th house. Yeah. You should have Gemini. If you're Sag rising, don't you have Gemini on the 7th, Virgo on the 10th, Sagittarius on the 4th? I mean, Pisces on, what did I just say? If you're a Sag rising, you have Gemini on the 7th. That means you have Pisces is your 4th house. So there's this amplification of home, family, and foundations. The South Node in Virgo is in your 10th house. So maybe you're thinking about changing jobs, working less, balancing. You've got whatever reason, you have responsibilities more at home. Maybe you're doing some kind of ancestry project. Maybe you're taking care of an elder. Maybe you have a young baby. For some reason, you're like, there's something about home. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, sending love. Yeah, I'll post a replay. Yeah, you can rewatch it. Sending love to everyone. Oh, I wanted to do another event, just myself for the North Node on YouTube, but I haven't got my act together. I'll try to get my act together. These days go by so fast. Okay, take good care. I gotta go. Bye.